What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Big Think Dimension, the only gaming podcast for the modern giga-brained gamer. I'm your host, Dan Video Games, and with me, as always, are our online co-hosts, KZ Excellent from kzexcellent.com.
Hi, I'm Bob.
Bob from GigaBoots.
That guy's not Bob.
And Mr. Field from Mr. Field's Wild Ride.
I might be Bob. Darn it, guys. This is my thing. Why does Bob sound like Field?
And also Bob from GigaBoots.com.
Help!
Welcome to the Big Think Dimension. We're here to think big, talk about what we've been playing. How are you guys doing tonight? You doing all right?
Yeah.
KZ has instantly transformed into a 50-year-old man.
What? That's the stuff.
A dude in a fucking boardroom just being like, MOBA! Battle Royale! Games as a service!
Quake was a good game.
Toys to life. I like Quake 1 more than Quake 2.
I feel like the ultimate gamer boomer take is liking Mortal Kombat 1 more than Mortal Kombat 2.
You know, I know a guy, and it's never made sense as an opinion to me. I just always was amused by it. And he never explained it. I don't think he could if he tried. He said the only people who like Sonic 2 more than Sonic 3 are ICP fans, aka Juggalos. And it made me laugh.
What the fuck is his logic on that one? What's the correlation?
I have no idea, but it made me fucking laugh.
Do ICP fans not like Michael Jackson?
The best part is they're listening to the credits theme. They're like, wait a second, this is Stranger in Moscow. I hate this game now. It's like, wait, dude.
I bet Sonic doesn't even like Fago.
Oh man, that's a real serious debate. Bob, does Sonic the Hedgehog like Fago?
I feel like he would. There's probably a chili dog flavored Fago.
KZ?
We can't talk about Fago.
I feel like he's a Sierra Mist kind of guy.
What? What an insult.
What? Sierra Mist ain't that bad. It's just not carried by half of the restaurants in the world, except like Boston Market.
Sorry, let me clarify for KZ. Sierra Mist did nothing wrong.
There's knockoff 7-Up. That's fine.
Can I do the advertisement campaign for Sierra Mist? Sierra Mist, don't worry about it.
When you just don't want to worry about it.
Sierra Mist, if you don't have Sprite, I guess.
What, Phil? Is Sierra Mist the golden corral of lemon lime sodas?
Kinda.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide if like Mellow Yellow or Sierra Mist are lower on the chain.
What do you prefer? 7-Up or DNL?
Oh my
Fuck is
God.
DNL?
What even is that?
DNL is when 7-Up rebranded and just turned 7-Up upside down. And
Yep,
it's DNL.
and it's DNL. Because the 7 becomes an L.
Oh man, that's bad.
It is really bad.
It was wrong.
That's 90s.
Why
isn't
did they do
that has
this?
to be.
It's either 90s or early
2005, it says it was discontinued.
aughts. Yeah.
Raw.
No, it was DNL. I'm going to go ahead and say Sonic definitely drinks Fago. Definitely. You know why, Bob?
Why's that?
Sonic's not worried about his image. He knows he's cool, which is why the ultimate fate of Sonic is to become a boomer like Dante.
Fago isn't a boomer drink. Fago is associated with two things, Juggalos and Homestuck, and I don't think Sonic wants to be involved with either.
I think Sonic would keep doing stuff until he fell in with the wrong crowd.
What about all those PSAs where he told you not to fall in with the wrong crowd?
Sonic
Is
just
that like
might
a do
be a
as I
hypocrite.
say, not as I do moment?
Yes. Sonic is definitely one of those types because I'm
Sonic
pretty sure
and his friends are classified as a gang.
Sonic's like, hey kid, help me find my uncollapsed vein I can shoot heroin into. And they're like, Sonic, you said drugs were bad. And he's like, do as I say, not as I do. And he's like moving the needle towards his eyeball.
So I brought up the Sonic SatAM dub thing we did recently, and most people unanimously responded, everyone unanimously responded. Their favorite part, Bob, is the part where I'm doing a voice for Sonic. Tosh is doing a voice for Sally Acorn. You're just you! Because Bob he took the line multiple times with tone and inflection. I'm like, Bob, no, just shove the mic in your mouth and just read the line with no charisma whatsoever. Congratulations.
What line was he reading? Who is he reading for?
He was reading for that Prince dude. I forget his name.
Yeah, with the fancy
Antoine.
accent.
Antoine, thank you. Yeah. So, Antoine has like, oh, I'm a ridiculous caricature of French people. Like, he's like that weird thing.
Antoine de Coulet.
Yeah, see? Bob doing a line for him kept trying to put tone into it. And I'm like, no, just get on the mic and be like, why didn't it work on me? And it's like
really
so much
weird because the comic made him a fucking super Chad.
What?
Yeah, he just he marries Bunny Rabbit and becomes like this huge Chad who starts doing Virgil shit with a katana.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my god, I forgot. Okay, and that's our Sonic Minute for the week. I guess we have to move on to what games we've played. Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's up?
That's an upgrade from explaining the Charmy Bee incident.
Yes. Oh God, if I could never think about that ever again.
There's literally a part in the big Capcom Sega thing where Zero's like, wow, this dude's as good as a swordsman as me.
Wait,
oh my God.
That's fucking unreal. That's so unreal.
We really do need to get a Ken Penders minute for the podcast regularly.
No, Bob, what have you been playing?
I actually, before Devil May Cry 5 came out, I played another game that people on this podcast said wasn't real, didn't come out.
Wait, what?
One second, Bob. Can we all agree that we're not going to discuss Devil May Cry 5 and they should go watch our podcast because we all played it?
We could take a vague minute and seriously no longer than a fucking minute to just be like whether or not we thought it was good. But Bob, what did you play before Devil May Cry 5?
I played Left Alive. It's a real video game.
Oh no,
it came out in stores.
For those who don't know, that is the Front Mission Universe Metal Gear Solid knockoff that came out of nowhere, even though it was announced well in advance.
Yeah, no, that thing was announced like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was announced like at TGS 2017.
Yeah. Is it really a Metal Gear knockoff when like you blow up a tank by hitting it with a length of pipe?
They use Shinkawa art, like they wanted to evoke it.
They got Shinkawa art. They're clearly making a stealth game. It's just a really bad stealth game.
I feel like you could probably blow up a tank by hitting it with a piece of pipe in Metal Gear Acid.
Probably.
I saw people saying they were expecting PS2 like mid-tier jank, and this is somehow worse.
Looking at it, this looks like maybe Xbox Live Indie Arcade 3D game jank.
Oh
yeah,
I know that jank.
Really, the graphics are pretty decent. Then the gameplay is just really, really rough. Enemy AI is bizarre. You can just walk by a lot of stuff. It's just a bad sneaking game in general. If they spot you, you'll probably just die almost immediately because they just start shooting you and then your health bar disappears.
Anybody think this is how Deep Down would have turned out if it came out? Where it's just like, this game's fucking gorgeous, but like the AI is terrible and the level design's non-existent?
I feel
I'm not convinced Deep Down isn't still going to come out. A game named Deep Down will come out on the RE engine.
I feel like even those early previews of Deep Down we saw looked like a better game. Like,
I mean, Deep Down was playable at that one Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, they had that like third-person action fighting system
it was
where
you were in a corridor and it was almost Dark Souls-like.
Yeah, you like aimed your spear.
Deep Down : Dragon's Dogma 2.
So yeah, that game is really rough. I played through the first chapter. It's hard to even say much about it other than it's just like really poorly executed.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
It's that unremarkable that you don't got shit to say about it.
That is the exact tier of game this channel was founded on, Bob. All those games we played and did previews
Sonic
of.
Forces
right?
take.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It like starts you out with,
this isn't horrid, but I'm gonna forget it.
I'm already fading.
Right. It starts you out like it doesn't teach you any controls. There's no tutorial segment. They're just enemy guards, and you need to sneak away from them, but you have no idea what the buttons are. So it's like, oh yeah, and this isn't like a standard control scheme. R1 is your run button. Like that's how kind of bizarre this control scheme is. Yeah. think you have to click in one of the sticks to crouch walk, but you're already basically spotted, so you just need to start running away from them shooting you. It's a mess.
This is so sad. I was really excited for this game at multiple points.
There's no stealth takedowns either. Like,
wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
So
you just need to sneak by the guards. You can, like, it seems like with you use the lead pipe, you can do a combo to them with that before they notice.
When you said that, my brain filled in with a manhunt animation.
Okay, that's raw.
So I'm just imagining like you running up to this guy before he noticed and doing like prop shredder with a pipe while his back is turned.
Yeah, it's this like really awkward 3-hit combo. It knocked him to the ground. Then you can stab him while he's on the ground, and that kills him.
Okay, so I wasn't far off.
Yeah,
it's the energy.
It's really weird, and I assume that if other guards were nearby, they would totally hear that.
Mm-hmm.
But the only guy who was able to try this on was just secluded.
Bob,
what's up?
Would you like this game more if it was labeled as Manhunt 3?
I never played Manhunt 1 or 2, so probably not.
Okay.
Isn't Manhunt the fucking Rockstar game where it's like you're a serial killer and maybe you killed your family and then you get demon powers?
I don't know about the demon powers part of it, but it's you get kidnapped by... Okay, so someone watched the movie Saw, and you are a criminal or something, and you get kidnapped by a dude who makes you fight your way out of a death trap set up with a bunch of other criminals, convicts.
Yeah, it's like a death trap town where they send you to go kill each other, and they film the whole thing.
Yep. And then when this game was coming out, they sent game journalists some really fucking weird shit where the journalists were like, no, thank you. Please never do this again. Because, game publishers used to do that way more back then, where they would send really weird shit with games, especially if they weren't like Sony.
Okay, I'm thinking of...
really weird marketing
stuff.
Oh,
you're thinking Condemned.
Resident Evil.
Am I thinking Condemned?
No. I think Feel's thinking about Condemned.
Oh, Feel's thinking Condemned.
No, I'm thinking about The Suffering.
Oh, yeah, that one. That was like
holy shit,
super jank. I could not even. Like that's what I think of when I think of bad PS2 game. I think that Left Alive is better than that.
So, anything else to say about Left Alive?
It also has weird moments where you basically have to fight through enemies. Like, they put way too many in the way. There's no proper way to sneak by them. So, they give you a bunch of materials to make bombs and, what else? Like, trip wires and all sorts of stuff like that, like Molotov cocktails. And you just kind of, like, have to kill a bunch of guys and get out of an area. It's really strange, and of course, it's a clumsy feeling third-person shooter, so it's not great. There's 3 characters. I only got to play as 2 of them. I played for the first chapter and then played a tiny bit of the second chapter with the second character. And I was like, that's enough.
Do they distinguish in any meaningful way?
No, they seem to have the identical combat abilities. It's just different story.
So somehow this is worse than the Bouncer.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Wow. You feeling all right, KZ?
Sorry. I have a little bit of indigestion.
Oh, okay. That's tragic. I told you not to eat at that Burger King.
But yeah, I think
why would I eat at Burger King?
That's all I really got to say about Left Alive.
Okay, so
I don't like driving out at night, so I wouldn't go over to that Burger King. That would be ridiculous.
So we're gonna
go. That's a very smart stance, KZ. Nobody should ever leave the house after 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm. Make sure to put your teeth back in, Phil.
I can't. This channel runs on leaving the house after 10 p.m. Okay, and now we're gonna have our Devil May Cry 5-minute. Okay, guys, let's talk. We're already 3 seconds into the Devil May Cry 5-minute. How do you guys
here's
feel?
What I'll do. I will go to the back of the room and just do bang, bang, bang until the minute's done.
Okay, Bob, how do you feel about the game? You feeling really positive? Do you think people should check out our spoiler cast?
Yeah, people should definitely go check out the spoiler cast. It's a great game.
I think it's really polished, has a decent amount of content, and really great action game. I think any action game fans of the genre owe it to themselves to check out Devil May Cry 5. Mr. Field, do you have any other small opinions about Devil May Cry 5 you want to express here while KZ says bang?
It made me feel like a small goth twink with scoliosis. But seriously, 10 out of 10, go play it if you like action games at all.
Yeah, it's excellent. It's excellent. Oh, KZ's falling down a well now. Oh, shit. By the way, the minute's over.
Hey.
Bob, did you play anything other than those two games?
Not really, no.
Okay. We'll go with KZ next. Did you play anything other than Devil May Cry 5?
I played 25 minutes of The Division 2 this evening because I got code for that, and I popped it in and I went, nope, not today. and then I just immediately jumped back into Devil May Cry 5. So there you go.
You just loaded it up, you saw the Ubisoft logo and like, okay. And then you closed application, and then you opened Devil May Cry 5 again.
I went through the tutorial of that, and I went, no, not yet. My brain's too big at the moment. It's got to get a little smaller.
You don't want to become the new sheriff in town?
Yeah, I was going to say, KZ got to being told he was the new sheriff in town.
They're going to show me what a real government shutdown is. And I'm
God
really
fucking damn it. That is still just the dumbest shit.
Yeah, the marketing for The Division 2 it's like, we'll show you illegal wars that never end. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, Ubisoft.
It's weird because they'll do shit like
kids.
that, and they're like, we don't make any political stances with our game, but also we're gonna fucking make government shutdown jokes.
They're like,
as our game.
They're like, hey, we don't make any political stances. That implies a level of nuance we just don't even have. We're just some dumb asshole in the dark, drunk out of his fucking mind, swinging at everything.
That's literally what they are.
Yeah.
Like when
they're also very drunk, angry Frenchmen.
I love that when it came up, how the Division had that whole group of enemies that were just trash men who decided to create flamethrowers. Dr. Agra was like, that was the fucking reason I bought the game, because I just wanted to experience the incredible idea that is, so the entire middle class goes insane and builds flamethrowers.
So I think my favorite part of The Division 1 was just, okay, the government dropped food supplies into the city. Kill the looters who are trying to steal it all for to trade for drugs or whatever. And there's no visual difference between looters and citizens getting it all. So you're just government man arbitrarily shooting people that come near this food.
That is a game that comes from a nuanced place. Politically and emotionally.
I saw people call that game tone deaf. I don't get it.
Tom Clancy would be proud.
Can we talk about how? I mean, I'm going to talk about this briefly.
Why do they keep using that? What's the point?
Because man, how do you put
because
this?
There's a group of people who want to fuck guns and they like Tom Clancy. The name still has value.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
It's kind of like when you cut a trailer to a really dumb but popular song. It's like, yeah, but that kind of took away the weight of the stuff happening in the trailer. And it's like, yeah, but you know that song, right? Yeah. So you're going to watch the movie, right? Yeah. It's like that for their brain. They're like, Tom Clancy!
It reminds me when you put something on the front that no one actually gives a shit about, where it's like, this is AMC's Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one gives a fucking shit about AMC's.
Yeah, no. AMC gives a shit, but that's about it.
I'm generally curious if The Division is based on some fucking Tom Clancy universe.
None of it fucking is.
Is Tom Clancy dead?
Yes.
Yes, he died a couple years ago. He died 6 years ago.
Which is why it's fucking insane that they keep putting his name on these games.
He's been dead for 15 years.
Like, guys, real quick, this is like if they kept coming out with Tony Hawk games after Tony Hawk died.
Is John Madden dead yet?
No.
Okay.
Weirdly not.
I'd be okay.
We'll never die. We'll just forget he's alive.
Dan, I'd be okay with that if, like, the Tony Hawk in the games was just a skeleton on a skateboard.
I think Tony Hawk would be okay with that. His kid's
Right.
probably
Boney
not.
Hawk!
Boney Hawk!
And the plot is like Tony Hawk nobody said he could do it, but Tony Hawk pulled off the 180, but he lost something. And it just shows like Tony Hawk going up the half pipe and like the camera cuts off before you see the top where he goes. He like goes off the top of the shot. Then he just comes back down a skeleton.
So in my mind, it's the Gauntlet 64 intro cutscene where there's like that castle and the demon comes out of the circle in the middle and overthrows the castle and kills the wizard that was keeping him at bay. It's that, but you get a shot before it of Tony Hawk in hell, and as he goes up a really tall half pipe into a demon portal, he pulls the 900.
And like he busts 900s out of hell.
Yep. Tony Hawk.
I just want him to have a rival character as Boney Hawk, where he faces Spinal from Killer Instinct.
Does he
like
cackle just like Spinal?
The really tall side of the half pipe is that stupid fucking wall from God of War 1 that has all the spikes on it.
Oh, fuck that.
I'm really glad your brain's a repository for terrible things in video games.
God of War 2018 is valid because it doesn't have that in it.
There you go. KZ, actually, did you play any other games?
That's it.
Okay, hey, Phil, what did you play?
I played one thing other than Devil May Cry 5, and I played Grapple Force Rena, which is by I think it was primarily made by one person, but it was published by the same people who developed and published Freedom Planet.
Galaxy Trail.
Yeah, Galaxy Trail. I don't have a whole lot to say about it because I didn't particularly like it. I played like an hour of it. It's kind of like Umihara Kawase, but boring.
Oh, thank God. Because while playing Umihara Kawase, I thought to myself, slow down, babe.
Which is too exciting.
Action-packed adventure we're on.
The music is all right, but I do think it's really funny that all the characters in the game are kind of designed like human versions of Sonic characters. Like the protagonist the protagonist looks like a human designed in Sonic style.
I can't even. That's really creepy.
Bob, you're lucky you can't even, because I can even.
Let me like.
Will you post art so we can visualize it and hurt our bodies?
I will. Yes, I will.
Hey, Bob. While he's posting art,
yeah.
The OSSC is now being made by China.
Okay.
So it's easier to get a hold of now.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah. Because it's open source, so whatever.
So it works with all the same firmware and everything?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. As it turns out, when you make your hardware out of store-bought FPGA technology, super easy for China to rip off.
Oh, you're so right.
So like it's not super. It isn't communicated super strongly in the art, but the in-game sprites and like the portrait especially.
Mm-hmm.
There's this very Sonic energy to the way it looks.
Oh, I'm seeing it. I'm kind of seeing it already just from the Grapple Force Arena.
It's a very nice colored pencil aesthetic.
Also, I thought you said Grapple Force Arena, so I'm really glad you posted this. It's apparently Rena. Rena. It's her name.
It's the girl's name.
Gotcha.
It kind of has an excuse plot like Shantae games do, where it's just like you're an excuse plot, where it's just like it doesn't really have any build up and things just happen as an excuse for you to go do platforming.
Oh, we call that just bad writing. Nah, it's fine.
But
it's fine. I like Shantae.
I quit because it was partially because it was boring. Another thing it was like, but boring is Mischief Makers, where every level has like its own gimmick, but the gimmicks aren't interesting or cool.
Yeah, Mischief Makers is not an easy thing to replicate. I actually think it's closer to Mischief Makers than anything else, because you can like grab enemies and hold them and throw them at other enemies. You can't shake them though. Oh, honestly,
what's even the point?
Maybe I didn't get far enough. Maybe I'll play more.
I
only played like an hour.
I'm really fascinated and interested in playing a game that's a bad version of Mischief Makers, just to help fill out what defines Mischief Makers. You know, I always enjoy that.
like maybe the levels get more interesting. I got really annoyed at the ranking system because it feels like the developer, because it has a ranking system at the end of the level. You get like D through A.
Yeah, and it gave me a D for dismal. Can you believe that? I paid money for this game.
It feels like the thing it immediately reminded me of is the Sonic Unleashed daytime levels mod for Generations, where the people who made it are insane masters of Sonic Unleashed, so it's like impossible for a normal human being to get above a C. And this is like, I beat the first boss without getting hit as fast as I could conceivably beat it, unless there's some weird trick that I don't speedrun tier trick I don't know about, and I got a C. Like, the achievement popped for doing it perfectly, and then it's like, C.
That's really dumb, but...
So I don't know what it wants from me.
There's some separate score system you don't even see. You don't unlock it till later in the game.
It's kind of like
yeah,
that,
unless I get, like, some weird power that I'm supposed to come back and redo the levels with.
It's the scoring...
Seems stupid.
It's the scoring equivalent of that weird revenge system or whatever in Kingdom Hearts 2. Where they have meters they're building up as you do certain combos. What was the name of that again, Casey?
It's called Revenge Value.
Revenge Value.
Revenge Value.
Yeah, there we go.
It's just an invisible meter, and whenever it pops, they turn on their iframes and stop
but different things you can do add different amounts to their revenge meter.
Yeah, like finishers do add a bunch.
Yeah, so a lot of runs in those games would be doing a 35 hit super combo, but you cancel it before the last hit, and you can do like 2 more. Which, it's like, this is broken, and they're like, man, this is what good game design is, and I'm like, what are you fuckers doing?
Look, they have needs, and they need
Stop
them
asking for this to come back. That's...
Give me invisible meters. I need it.
I need it.
It's weird how Kingdom Hearts 2 and Devil May Cry 4 both had like a similar thing where there's a group of super players who put thousands upon thousands of hours into these games, and they're like, why isn't the next one exactly like this? And I'm like, because it's a different game made by different people 15 years later.
Why isn't this new game easily exploitable?
It's just weird. I don't understand. Why can't I wave dash?
And I saw some people on Twitter getting upset when Matt Walker was like, it's different because it's a different game.
I don't even...
Yeah, well,
I'm really glad I didn't run into any of those people.
Right.
Because that's really dumb. That is a really dumb reason to dislike a new game. That it's not exploitable in the same way as the past one.
I was absolutely fucking floored when they didn't let me spin jump after Super Mario World. Ridiculous. How could they just not let me do that?
They brought it back in New Super Mario Brothers, though.
They did. I don't think you could bounce off like spikes or like buzzsaws.
Yeah, I would actually like that to come back. I kind of like that.
I mean, it's an interesting reason to spin jump. But hey, Field, did you play any other games?
Nope, that's all.
Okay, here comes my list of what I played. You guys ready?
Castlevania: The Adventure.
Close. So, as we mentioned, we all played Devil May Cry 5. And
Do I need to go back into the back of the room again?
No. Late yesterday, after finishing all the work necessary to list our analog NT Mini on eBay, we took a lot of photos. We spent a long time making sure they were decent quality photos, et cetera, et cetera. I thought to myself, man,
this podcast for a second needs to turn an advertisement for that eBay listing.
If you're interested in buying an analog NT Mini, the FPGA console that lets you play up to 18 different systems and more, feel free to go into the description to see our link to your eBay listing. Thank you. So after finishing all the work necessary to list that on eBay, I sat there and I was like, I'm really not prepared for the only thing I have done tonight to be listing a fucking thing on eBay. I'm not wired right where that gives me any sort of actual feeling of accomplishment, even though it was a major item on my to-do list. So I went back and played some more Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow because I need to get used to how it feels to play a DS game on our new capture setup.
Draw those glyphs.
Yeah. let me tell you how that went for me, you guys. Okay? For the longest time, I have shit on Dawn of Sorrow fans. People who think Dawn of Sorrow is the best Castlevania, I literally have spat on them. They disgusted me, and they're subhuman. All it served to show me is that they never played Aria of Sorrow, and they're too unga-brained to go back to play a lower resolution game. Because the music is better in Aria of Sorrow, and so is everything else, but the sprites are smaller. But I was like, okay, let's go back. It's been a long time since I played Dawn of Sorrow. Let's do this playthrough. I did the first.
Isn't it like 64 pixels smaller?
It's well, the sprites and stuff are also a lot smaller. But I don't know. I didn't memorize how many fucking pixel difference the GBA and the DS screen is.
Don't pretend like you wouldn't memorize.
You would be
that.
someone who'd do that.
I was so close to saying.
Yeah, why are you acting like they must think I'm some crazy guy who just remembers obscure tech things?
I'm game video games. I eat oranges.
Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. Yeah, it looks like it's only 16 by 32. I don't know what that math is. So it's pretty close. Anyway. So, I'm ready to give this game a chance. And I'm like, maybe I've just been too harsh on it. You know, being compared to the best Igavania ever made is not easy. So I played the first 40 minutes the other day while getting used to our 3DS capture setup. By the way, that's a nightmare. One of the pieces of equipment has an unbelievable litany of problems, and that took an entire night from me to find a workflow that worked for us. Even though the whole point, for those who don't know, 3DS capture mods have a USB out on them. So they sell a box where you plug the USB into it and it spits out an HDMI, so that way you can throw it up on the TV and then throw it to a capture card. Problem. Literally everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. It drops frames. Its audio desyncs immediately. It can't even do proper full resolution without capping to 30 frames per second. Even in the shitty resolution mode where the colors aren't even right, it still drops frames nonstop. And it has very fixed ways it's going to set up the screen. So on the DS Castlevania games, all of the action's on the bottom screen, right?
Yeah.
On this capture device, the TV scaler especially, they assume that every game uses the top screen primarily, so you only get the 75 to 25 ratio for the top screen. So the best size you're ever going to get is making the gameplay on Dawn of Sorrow the exact same size as the map, which is dumb when you have options like that. For whatever reason, they didn't think to have a mode where you make the bottom screen bigger than the top screen. So it sucks in every imaginable way, and it costs somewhere approaching $300. I honestly haven't gone back to look because it pisses me off, and I'm sick to my stomach, and there's basically no way for me to return it. So now that I'm done talking about that, let's get to Dawn of Sorrow. So, talking about Dawn of Sorrow, I played the first 40 minutes the other day. Guess where that leaves me for my play session, Bob? Bob knows where it left me because he came into the living room as I'm engaging with this. 40 minutes into that...
Meet the fucking jobbers?
The 40 minutes into that game... Nah, you do that immediately. 40 minutes into that
Those dudes
fucking...
are hilarious.
40 minutes into that fucking game, you hit the brick wall of grinding. I spent over 2 hours grinding in 3 different rooms. That is it. That game is stupid.
Well, why?
Because I use a greatsword. Let me tell you what the greatsword upgrade path is. For those who don't know, the weapon progression...
So you hit the brick wall of you being insane.
No, because these enemies aren't in every area. So if I just keep moving along with the game, my sword won't progress. Great armors aren't in every hallway, and Valkyries aren't even... Like, both of those things aren't in every zone. So I will have a crappy weapon for a long time in the game if I don't grind it out. It's one of the major design flaws of Dawn of Sorrow. It ties weapon progression to souls, which means you can't keep going and playing the game if you want your weapon to get better ever. So no shit, this is what happens. I try to grind the great armor in order to get the first upgrade of this play session. I keep doing it for about, let's say, 20 minutes, and it's not working out. In the next room over from the great armor, and they know they did this, they have the ghost dancers. Ghost dancers as a soul makes it so that way you can it raises your luck. So you kill the ghost dancers, you get a soul, you get +2 luck, which is actually a lot of luck, and that'll help you with your soul drops. Dawn of Sorrow also added a system where the effects of souls compound if you have more than one of that soul. So I had to grind 9 ghost dancer souls to then go to the great armor room and grind the great armors, and I finally got it. And I'm like, fucking finally, now I can move on with this fucking game. And I go to what is it, Yoko? I go to Yoko and I give her the soul, and I'm like, here, upgrade my fucking greatsword. And she goes, great. The next soul you need is literally the next room over. It is the Valkyrie. It's sitting one room to the left of the fucking great armors. I'm like, you are driving me insane, game. So then I fucking go and grind the fucking Valkyries. And I'm like, okay, after fucking an hour and 50 minutes of this shit, it's finally done, and I could just play the game. And then I played to the next section, saved. I hate weapon progression being tied to souls. It was a terrible mistake. The soul system's invention in Aria of Sorrow is a really good idea, and I understand them wanting to add layers to it to be like, hey, you know, souls can also help you upgrade your weapons, so that way if you don't like a soul, you can still use it in some meaningful way. But tying it that directly to that really, really fucks the progression.
Yeah, because there's no other way to get those weapon upgrades. You don't find new, better weapons in the world. You get to buy them like way after they're obsolete.
Yeah. You can buy them like several zones late. Like by the time you're in the 4th or 5th area in this game, you can buy the 2nd level of weapons. So it's ludicrous, man. It's and the drop rates seem a lot lower than they were in Aria of Sorrow.
Maybe I never beat this game.
What? Okay.
Well, I don't remember this being. I could have sworn I beat this. And this all sounds like new things to me. And I'm like, surely I beat it because I got to the point where the stupid fucking jobber owns himself, and you have to keep him from dying. But I don't know how far in the game that is.
I'm trying to figure out which specific time you're referring to.
When like you have to go into the mirror or else he dies.
Oh, okay. So that's the bad ending. Like, you know, that's the boss battle where you get to choose between good and bad endings. I'm pretty sure, and if not, it's immediately thereafter.
So it's the equivalent of the one guy from Aria.
Yeah. God, what was that dude's name? Graham Cracker.
Yeah,
Graham Cracker. Yes, Bob. Good job. You remembered his name. It is definitely Graham Cracker.
I had to look up the 2 jobbers from this game again. They look so good.
Yes, Dario and who?
Dmitry Blinov.
By the way, I believe this was my first Castlevania game.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I played it. I went, this is all right.
Yeah.
I don't think I beat it. I think I got like 70% of the way in. I think I just hit a block of not knowing how to find a new area to go to.
Yeah.
Which, you know.
It happens. It happens.
I wasn't using the internet much at the time, so I didn't just think to go look at a guide.
Right. And that's the thing, like when I play these games, like I play for completion a lot of the time, and one of the souls you have to use to, and I haven't gotten to this part in my playthrough, and I'm already not looking forward to it, but one of the souls you have to use to upgrade your great sword is a boss soul. So you can't have the best great sword in the game while trying to go for 100% soul completion, because it will consume that boss soul and it won't give you credit. And for those who don't know, 100% soul completion in Dawn of Sorrow and Aria of Sorrow gives you a special item. So that way I think you can New Game Plus with that and then do a playthrough just with that from the beginning of the game. It's, but yeah, I'm going through that and finding out that past me hated it for pretty good reason.
Hated it for the same reasons that you hate it now?
Yeah.
I don't even remember like upgrading weapons that much in that.
I don't remember that either.
I need to play it again.
I gained 12 levels while grinding this shit, so I went
All I
from level
remember
18 to 30.
where you have to pull out the fucking stylus, do a sealing seal on the bosses after you kill them.
Yeah, it's I believe Casey would use the word raw.
It is incredibly raw until they get health back, and then
it's bad. And see, it's a cool system until
and
you
then
fail.
You realize you should have been playing Portrait of Ruin instead.
Yeah, what was it? I after beginning this grind that was infuriating, I immediately jumped into a Castlevania Discord I'm a part of, and I'm like, hey guys, I haven't really checked with the fan base's opinion since back then. Does everyone still think Dawn of Sorrow is the best one in the entire franchise, or have they come around on tying your souls to your weapons is bad? And the person who was in that fucking Discord goes, I'm pretty sure people think Order of Ecclesia is the best DS game. And I go, fucking what? Because
Thank God.
I've never met that person who thinks Order is like the best on the DS. I mean, it has beautiful art, like amazing art and great music. Yeah.
The art is why because they switched away from the generic anime art.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the generic anime art.
I just really want to play Portrait now. It's rough.
No, I really want to play Portrait as well. You know, we now have 2 DS capture units.
Oh yeah, I downloaded that Castlevania
It's
Harmony
fucked up that
Dissonance.
I bought that game because I'm like, ooh, it's got anime on it.
I'm sorry, Harmony of Despair. On the 360, that's backpat now.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I downloaded
you got it.
that, yeah.
Okay.
I never touched that. Isn't that like a weird multiplayer thing?
Yeah, it's awful.
It's awful, but I'm very excited to play it.
It's like
okay, cool.
Egomania stuff, but it like zooms out a shit ton.
Yeah,
and you see like all the rooms.
It's multiplayer focused and it is grind focused. Like if you thought that thing I just described for Souls was bad, holy shit, this game eats up my ass.
It's
compared to that.
It tries to be a Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. In like early Monster Hunter, guys.
We did 30 runs on this level, each of which takes like 40 minutes, just so we could hopefully get 2 of this item. We got 1. But Bob, have you played it at all? Harmony of Despair?
I just booted it up and jumped into levels like, yeah, this still feels bad.
I played 40 minutes of that game because I had like a trial maybe last year for PlayStation Now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, there's Castlevania things on there. Let me see this. And I'm like, oh no. This looks so cool, and I like some of the remixes that I've heard.
Yeah. No, it has actually really good music. It also sucks that it's like DLC hell, especially on the Xbox, where like the PS3 version came with things packed in that you had to buy separately on the 360. So if this thing's 4K and like because the camera zooms out a mile.
Do you ever like notice that you're starting to will Castlevania products into existence?
Yes. My sheer force of will is making this happen.
Like you're doing you're prepping Castlemania, and then suddenly backwards compatible Castlevania stuff's coming out.
Yeah.
That trademark thing for the collections coming out.
Yeah, what was it? Was it anthologies or
anniversary collection?
Anniversary collection, very inventive. Bob,
I hope Digital Clips is doing it. They make great work.
They do great art packages.
That's the guy, Frank Cifalti, right?
Yeah, that's the Frank Cifalti.
Frank Cifalti already said on Twitter he's not involved. He's pitched to them like many times. They just wouldn't accept. So whatever this is, if it's real, it's not him.
It's probably going to be like, wasn't the one that they put out recently like some real cheap thing that was just the PSP thing running in an emulator with a different menu?
Yeah. Yes, but at the same time, it's the 2 games that people might care about the most. So good move, easy move. I don't know.
This feels like they might like it might have a little bit more going on, at least because it's multi-platform, so they can't just
use a
slot in
PSP
an emulator the PS4
yeah.
had.
Yeah.
Just internally.
I expect it'll be like Castlevania 1-4 emulated.
You think?
That's my guess. But it might be something cooler just because but since it's anniversary and it's like the 30th anniversary of the original series,
Can we rescue
I expect
some
it
of
to
these
be that.
Igavanias off portable machines, please?
Tell me about it. I just fucking bought
It's probably too much to hope for like some big collection of cool stuff.
I'd
even take this shit piecemeal. I just rescue these games.
Same. I mean, the whole fucking reason I bought this almost $600 fucking combo of this new 3DS XL capture thing and this fucking TV box was so I could play Order of Ecclesia on a TV easily. Because I love those games a lot. Believe it or not, it wasn't so I could play Mirror of Fate. Believe it or not. In fact,
but you will play it.
Actually, no. In the review, I make a joke about I traded the game in the day I finished the review. That is correct. It's not a joke. It's real. I haven't owned that game in fucking how many years? 5?
I feel like it's been more.
It's the only Castlevania game I don't own, basically. Unless you count the weird things like the MSX.
Almost excited when I saw footage of that game at first because I was like, "Oh, no, it's not."
Oh, it's like an Igavania, but cool 3D graphics. And then you play it.
And then you have to hit in it, and then you have like combos, and I'm like, oh no, that doesn't work out at all.
No, I'm like, no, he can't. They never do combos.
But I'm excited to check out Harmony of Despair over there. Something I would like to start up as an initiative is some sort of petition to get them to put Curse of Darkness, the Xbox version, on back compat, because I would really like a 4K version of that.
That'd be so good.
Also, getting more people to play Curse of Darkness would just be universal good, because that game's better than most people would assume. Yeah, it's pretty good. I recommend it at all. I don't recommend Lament of Innocence due to its difficulty and repetitive environments and other stuff, but Curse of Darkness is pretty solid.
I haven't heard any good stuff from the PS2 games.
So a good way to put it is the combat system. You can use a bunch of different weapons, but you could relate the combat system a bit to Dynasty Warriors, where you hit one button a few times and then your special move button. So you've got that type of combat. You have a spirit system. What are they called again? Innocent Devils? Yeah, you have an Innocent Devils system where you can like have a rock golem that goes along with you, and the enemies will drop shards based on what type of weapon you're killing them with that will change the evolutionary tree of your Innocent Devils. So you can get like a crystal golem or a steel golem, and these will have different moves and different attributes. And you get many different types of Innocent Devils to do these branching paths with. Some of the fairy evolutions will actually unlock very special areas for you. Others of them, I believe, can actually kill red skeletons, which is an interesting concept. I just never put in enough time to figure out which. Also, the story's fucking... It's pretty good, I think.
Is this the one that has the characters that were in the recent season of the anime?
Yes. Yeah, it has the two characters added to the new season of the Netflix series.
And that season 3 is probably going to be...
It's going to be this game.
Right.
All the more reason they should make it back compat. So that way people could be like, why is Isaac white?
Hector and some guy who's named Isaac.
I immediately Googled them to see what game they were from, because I'm like, all right, what are they pulling this from? I'm like, wait a minute.
He has a cold. He has the Birdie cold. He has the Birdie and Morrison cold. Leave him alone.
I call it the Morrison syndrome.
Does it also make him put clothes on? That's weird.
Yeah, because that dude didn't wear pants. That's not how you wear pants. What he's doing is not wearing pants. But we need to get Curse of Darkness on back compat for sure. What's up, Phil?
I have a cynical Castlevania season 3 prediction. So I'm gonna make it right here.
Because
I'll never
more of that.
I'll never get a chance to say it again.
I don't know, man. That would be a pretty good Gamer Premonition podcast. Like, we play Curse of Darkness and just go, here's what they're gonna do to this.
Oh my god.
Well, now I don't know if I should say it.
You have to save it now. I will buy At least the PS2 version of Curse of Darkness.
That's what Dan needs, to be surrounded by people who can call him out on his Castlevania opinions. Dan, this game was bad.
Okay. I'm not gonna say it now. I'm gonna have to buy and play Curse of Darkness. Yeah, we can do a podcast on it.
How much is this shit?
Dan
It's
wins
only
again.
Oh God! I'm gonna have to look somewhere else for that.
Wait,
Like
how much?
$50?
Excuse me?
The normal site that I use has the Xbox version for $16.
Holy
the
shit.
PS2 version for $51.
Yeah, I'm seeing a PS2 version that's disc only for $28.
Jesus.
I did not realize this game became so cherished behind my back.
How dare you like
I mean,
this
whatever.
internet?
I can take the hit. Sometimes we get lucky with shit. Like I got God Hand for like 30.
Nice. The Xbox version has 5.1 Dolby Digital surround sound. So to anyone who cares about that. Hey Bob. Oh yeah, we can use
get it new for $95
Hey Bob,
on Amazon. Amazon's choice.
This is a great and probably the only excuse we'll ever have to talk about our fucking insanely bad Xbox original.
Oh God, that thing.
Bob, how would you describe our Xbox original to humans who haven't seen it? And I'm kind of tempted to take a picture, upload it to Imager, and put it in the description just so they can.
It looks like you bought it used.
We didn't buy it at all.
Yeah, we did.
Well, make sure to mark this file so you know to do it.
I
has pawn shop energy.
It has no. I think a pawn shop would turn it down.
Probably.
We got this for free from a friend. He said it didn't work anymore. Mm-hmm. He was wrong, unfortunately, because if it didn't work, we wouldn't have kept it.
You have to bang on it to open.
You have to slap the top of the console as you hit the eject button in order for the disc tray to open. The top of the console is also melted in partially. It's great because
Put
we have
this shit in the description.
I want to see it as soon as possible.
Okay.
I'm just imagining Dan in his denim jacket walking in. Is like, let's play some Breakdown. And then he hits the Xbox to open the disc tray.
Oh no.
Speaking of when people were talking about that really great fan art we got, the reenacts parts of DMC5, and people were like, yo, Dan's just Dante. He's going to throw the Faust hat. It's like, no, he's going to throw a denim jacket and put it on the enemies. Just every boss. I can buy Castlevania Curse of Darkness replacement cover for $3.
Okay. But yeah, next to the Xbox Jewel on it, it's starting to melt in. I say starting, but
God.
Yeah, I'm not sure what caused that.
It might be a dent, honestly. Like that
Will
might be
Rita Repulsa
something...
come out of the Xbox?
Dude, if that's a fucking dent, that's even crazier.
I mean, these things can take bullets.
Right. Yeah, no. Xboxes deflect bullets. That's a proven fact.
That's why The Rock liked it.
Yeah. But yeah, I just slapping the top the moment the disc, because you need to hit the eject button, give it approximately 1.5 seconds, and then slap at that exact moment that it tries to eject in order for it to eject successfully. We're terrified of leaving any game in it because one day it won't work, I'm sure. But yeah, we need a new Xbox, Bob.
We do. This is ridiculous.
Or they just need to put Curse of Darkness on a back compat, and then I never have to care again.
Yeah, I guess Panzer Dragoon's already back compat.
Yeah, Panzer Dragoons.
Ninja Gaiden Black is black compat. What's even left?
Crazy
Otogi
Taxi
1 and 2.
3 and Otogi, and I don't know if Crazy Taxi 3...
That's going to help for Crazy Taxi Month.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's just
put that cabinet inside Bob's house.
It's Bob's like, I'm just trying to sleep. Shut up. And it's just like, hey. It's Crazy Taxi. Bob's like, I gotta work in the morning, and it's like, it's party time. Let's have some fun.
His dad moves it literally in my bedroom.
Bob is sleeping in just this room shaking. Take me to Pizza Hut. Just blasts through the apartment.
It's in Bob's bathroom.
Hey, yo, I need to get to the airport. Bob's like, ah. as I'm doing a sideways grind across the entire city, and that jackass in the passenger seat's just like, ha 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 ha, yeah, ha 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 ha, just looping. Anyway, that's all I played this week. Equipment Nightmare, which is the usual game I play every week, and Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, the grinding nightmare. Portrait of Ruin, easily a better game, even though they recycle all of the levels twice. So, I guess that means since we're done talking about what we've played, we move on to the news now, right?
Wait.
Oh, fuck, Dan, fuck.
What?
Oh, God, Dan.
Jesus
Dan,
Christ, Beal, what's
fuck.
wrong?
The Pod Lords.
The Pod Lords,
Dan.
Fuck!
The platypi.
The new sheriffs for this episode of the Big Think Dimension are Danny Richardson, Not Gak, Ely Broyles, and Lady Popcorn. Thank you very much to the Podlords, who are the new sheriff in town.
I don't get it.
Go clear out a base, Pod Lords.
Climb to the top of that watchtower, Podlords.
Go play more Ubisoft games, Pod Lords.
Shoot those guys in the beanies.
They have kombucha, get them. They're carrying kombucha.
Get him, Podlord! Fucking Ubisoft.
Kinosoft.
I only had one legitimate news story that I stole from Feels legitimate news stories, and now I have 0 because we spoiled it earlier. But the Castlevania Anniversary Collection was apparently rated in Australia?
Pretty cool.
Who knows what it'll either be really cool or flaccid. I don't think there's really like a middle ground here.
Much like with Bloodstained, whatever it is, I'm buying it. And my news is done. Hey, Bob, I heard you had some news.
Oh, yeah. Bloody Palace comes to Devil May Cry 5 on April 1st.
Nice.
That's so much sooner than I thought.
They weren't kidding about April, like
Right?
just the start.
Just kicking it open. It's like, I have to wonder if there's anything else in that update or just Bloody Palace.
It's like if Sony said, hey, guys, the PlayStation 5 comes out in 2020 and it came out on New Year's Day. Like, fuck Sony, Jesus.
What if they launched the PS5 like they did the Saturn?
Where
Watching Sony go full fucking Sega would make me glow with energy for the rest of eternity. My irradiated skeleton would be so bright they would have to shoot it into space.
Whenever you open your mouth, it's just PS2 splash screen sound.
It's all just stacking. The brudong sound that the PSP makes when you boot a game. I just
Bob just makes the sound of ocean waves.
His mouth's just completely wide open. It's like,
At least it's soothing.
and they're like, we can keep this skeleton around.
boy, Sega back then was just like a chain of people of like them doing the opposite of what successful people told them to do out of spite.
Yeah, actually,
Hey, it's okay. Dan wanted a Saturn.
the amazing thing is like Sega of America was the successful part of Sega. So when Sega Japan kept fucking them over time and time again, including shutting down their dev studio, completely cutting them out of the development of Sonic, launching the Saturn in Japan in the same holiday season that the 32X launched in America after letting them make the 32X and spend $10 million on the marketing. Yeah, no, Sega's
Yeah, I saw all those
fucking
videos
crazy.
that people made, like talking about the shit Sega's done, and
Yeah.
it's like the North American branch saying, "Hey, can we? No."
This
Yeah,
is,
it was
no,
like,
this is
hey, Tom Kalinske, can you save the Genesis? And he goes, yes. And then he saves the Genesis. And then Tom Kalinske goes, we're going to pair up with Sony for this new console that Nintendo abandoned. And then Sega of Japan says no. And then Tom Kalinske goes, let's put out the Saturn later because the Genesis is still really successful. Then they go, no.
yeah.
And then he's like, I think the Shenmue idea is stupid. It will never make its money back. It's costs a fucking fortune. And they go, okay, that's it, you're fired. And then Shenmue proceeded to run into a brick wall.
Shenmue is raw.
It's amazing, and it's even more amazing when you think about something that I honestly I wasn't fully aware of until recently. None of Sega's shit was that popular in Japan. Like,
Yeah, it was all in America.
They had market dominance in America, and fucking Sega Japan's like, let me tell you how to run business.
Here's the thing. Sega of Japan was all dickhead artists who got mad at somebody, an American especially, being like, your ideas are stupid.
Yeah, actually, when Peter Moore was working for Sega, and he did some polls, like he polled people to figure out what Sega's reception was in the Dreamcast era heading into it. He went to Japan to tell them, like, yeah, people view us as a detached like grandpa or uncle who used to know what cool is, but no longer does. They feel like our brand's out of touch. What was it? Yuji Naka or one of the other Japanese higher ups literally stood up and pointed at him and said, "You're lying. This is bullshit." And he got fucking livid. He's like, "Why the fuck would I lie to you? I'm trying to succeed." It's fucking insane.
I forget which game it was, but there was some Genesis game, or it was some game from the 90s that was Japan only, which was literally Sega of Japan just shitting on Sega of America.
Wow.
Like you play as this game developer, and caricatures of the Sega of America executives like fuck with you.
Wow. That's so, yeah, watching Sony go full Sega would be really great. Mr. Field, actually, you know what? KZ has some news here. KZ, I heard you got some news.
Num-nums?
Thanks, KZ, for reading your news. Field, do you have some news?
Yeah, there's a couple things.
Just a couple? Okay, yeah, you go ahead.
So it's time for the Anthem Minute of the Week.
Bob is so done.
So, first of all, someone discovered that with the way item scaling works, the way Anthem did scaling for multiplayer is fucked. So the starter gun does more damage than any other gun in the game, but the damage numbers just lie to you. And somebody went and tested this and was like, here's my super big dick ultra gun. And he points at the enemy and goes, pop, 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 4 shots dead. And then he switches to the starting gun for that class. And then he goes, pop, 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 dead in 3 shots instead of 4. And and multiple people recreated it. The damage numbers for the starter gun are like 1/10 of the one for the in-game gun, but they're just a lie. The damage numbers are just a lie.
How it even has that, like, it displays numbers that mean literally nothing. It's insane.
And and there's a couple more. First of all, somebody found that removing gear makes you do more damage, because the way it calculates it is it averages your gear's item level. So, but if you remove gear, it doesn't count it.
So it's just like the highest item level will be everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it throws.
So it counts as it skips an empty slot rather than counting it as a 0.
Yeah. Like the formula didn't account for nothing being an option.
And one more thing, there's an infinite health glitch somebody found.
Jesus fucking Christ!
That guy's banned, I assume.
No, he said, he posted on the Reddit, here's how you can have infinite health with this class. I'm quitting this stupid fucking game. Enjoy, masochists. And it's super easy to do because PC Gamer wrote an article about it and is like, I learned to do it instantly.
This fucking
and
game.
You can do it at any time.
I'm dying.
I don't get it.
Anthem, if you do not get out of our fucking news segment, I'm getting a restraining order. I'm fucking tired of seeing you here every fucking week.
Bethesda stopped. Why can't you?
Yeah.
Well, their game came out earlier, guys.
Even the game that can't think fucking figured it out.
The game came out back in like October. They've had a few months. We need to give Anthem like 3 months and then it'll just die.
Speaking of clowns, Randy Pitchford is like, we're announcing a new game at PAX East. He says one is Borderlands 3 because he posted a big sign with PAX East that has big 3 on it. And then he decided that was too subtle for the morons who play Borderlands. So he just posted a really blurred screenshot of Borderlands today.
It's nice of him to condescend to his own audience that hard.
I heard people thinking that blurred screenshot was actually them porting Borderlands 2 to the Switch.
That actually makes more sense.
Oh my god! How dare you put that evil on this podcast like this?
Here's
If that happens,
That's a big
you
announcement.
need to post on Twitter a picture of that clown at the computer, but it's just Randy Pitchford.
I will Photoshop Randy Pitchford into a clown and do some kind of video meme.
I need it.
I just want
Maybe Anthony Birch too.
I just want Iron Galaxy to handle the
Transparent in the
port,
background.
and somehow it doesn't go right, and it runs as poorly as it did on the Vita. That's all I want.
The legacy.
They also said something else was going to be there, which makes me it must be Project 1v1 unless that's just canceled.
That has to be canceled, man.
Bob's like,
Not that I can
was
talk
really
about it.
good. I hope they continue it.
Yeah, Bob can't. Bob doesn't know anything.
I don't know
about
anything
it right
about it. I've never touched it, but
Bob
I doubt
has
this
never
ever
heard
made.
of this. He only plays Devil May Cry.
So if if Borderlands 3 is what they're announcing, and it's not just like we're announcing, and they don't just show like Claptrap flossing and that's the entirety of the reveal. It has to be this fall, right? It has to be like we were secretly working on it since Battleborn fell off the face of the earth.
Okay,
You would hope.
let me tell you.
Because
That's
'cause they
what a
can't-
normal marketing campaign would do. That is what a competently run game would do. It would launch
But
later
Gearbox
this
is
year.
epic.
Gearbox.
they can't be like, yeah, we're 1 year in development, about 2 years left, and then like it comes out on the
Hold on.
PS4
And-
in 2021 when the PS5's out.
But that's been
Hold on.
their
I
tone.
figured it out.
What?
I figured it out. What if they launch it like Sega did the Saturn? After that PAX panel, it's just out.
It's on the PlayStation Store right now. Go eat it, you fucking goblins.
That could actually work for a video game. It does not work for a console.
It doesn't work for a $400 console?
Yeah,
Weird.
weird.
Somehow it'll be physical only.
But Bob, here's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It won't work for Borderlands 3 because everyone who's going to buy it will be in that room and they'll be stuck at PAX for the weekend.
When they get
People there aren't there because they're fans. They're there to heckle.
I might buy it.
You wish. That is going to be a room full of people who love Claptrap.
I don't think anybody loves Claptrap.
They're
Oh,
going to
you're
be.
wrong.
They're
I
going to
think
be
it's going to be
quoting
really
him.
funny when this game starts getting press attention and then a lot of allegations come out and the game no longer has a writer.
What's up?
Let's move on.
Wait,
Before anybody can
Anthony
dwell
Birch-
on that.
Anthony Birch. Wait, who's the writer at
Let's
Gearbox
move on.
now? Well, okay, we're moving on, I guess. Okay.
What's the next story on the list?
Netflix is doing a Dragon's Dogma anime. That's all we know
Cool.
about it.
Great.
That's Raw.
I'm okay with that.
Here's another thing I want to talk about. No, Sony isn't buying Take-Two, you fucking morons. You
I missed
idiots.
this entirely.
You rubes. You fucking clowns.
I
That
feel
story
like
must have been so nothing that it completely blasted
like
through me during one nap.
we went back a whole decade in gaming news. You feel like that?
I mean, it's literally just investors being like, "Oh, we know what the video game industry is going to do." And it's like, what are you guys making up over there?
Microsoft's buying
No,
EA.
it was a rumor that like they were at end level negotiations. And I'm like, no, they're not. You know how I can tell? Because I can look at Take-Two's market cap and go, Sony doesn't have the funds to buy this,
right.
which they don't. Which is what the EA one
Which-
was really stupid, where it's like, so Microsoft isn't shelling out $40 billion to buy EA.
And yet
EA doesn't make nearly that much money.
I feel like Microsoft versus EA, or Microsoft buying EA versus this seems more plausible. So this is even more ludicrous.
No.
'cause you think?
No, it isn't. It's less plausible because like EA owns nothing. All their value comes from sports titles, which they might not necessarily have forever. Like we think it's been so long now that it's just in our brain. EA makes sports games, but they don't own those rights.
I'm not saying that it makes more sense motivation-wise. I'm saying it's more possible as a bad business move than
I think
this.
it's just so much money, it's impossible. It would be like $40 billion.
Possibly. I think the Sony buying Take-Two thing is fucking so unlikely.
Yeah, it neither is true. Like,
They're
a
both
company that's
insane.
big and successful has no reason to let themselves be bought out by a platform holder. Like what
We've made reference to the idea on this podcast before of congratulations, you bought a thing, and now that you own it, you've destroyed all value just via the proxy
Take-Two
of
would
owning
still
it.
have value, but why would Take-Two, like, why? They make billions of dollars without Sony.
Right. They have GTA Online, and even though Red Dead did cannibalize that a good bit and hasn't been as good to hook people in for the monetization, it's still doing okay. And the hope is that someday there will be a GTA 6.
I kind of think there might just be a separate GTA Online.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. It depends on how bad the Red Dead thing goes for siphoning off GTA Online's lifeblood.
Don't wait for Agent.
Keep waiting, Casey. Hey, Bob, you have more news?
Sure. Back for Blood was announced. It's a game made by Turtle Rock Studios, the guy who did Left 4 Dead and Evolve.
Whoa.
So this is they basically said this is a new Left 4 Dead style game.
Was one successful game you listed.
Yeah, right. It's nobody.
I feel like Evolve kind of turned around at least a little bit when they did the free-to-play thing.
No.
I didn't even know it had gone free to play. I thought it just evaporated.
It went free to play, and then it had a small spike, and then it kind of just fizzled out.
Yeah.
That spike probably lasted about 4 hours.
Hey, Bob, it was 2 days.
But
I will find out.
But yeah, it's gonna have PvP. It's gonna have a campaign.
If it's 2 days, I'm shitting.
It sounds like it's super early in development. We don't have any video or anything. It's being published by Warner Brothers or Warner Brother Games.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is interesting. I like Left 4 Dead back in the day. I'd like for somebody to make a game like that again, and no one's filling that void.
And no one's filling that void at all. One group recently tried. What was the name of that?
Oh, was that
That was the
Walking Dead?
There was that, but there was also that one where it was a bit more class based and had
isn't Vermintide like a Left 4 Dead style game?
Kind of,
Warhammer Vermintide.
I feel like there's a quality there that's missing from Left 4 Dead, but yeah, Vermintide is like that. Vermintide's pretty.
Although I think Vermintide is
pretty
more like a horde based one than a Let's Go Somewhere one.
Right. But it does Vermintide's pretty good. Not gonna lie, but Left 4 Dead's a different thing. I feel.
Yeah, it doesn't. It has those horde moments, but that feels like the end of a segment more than like something you're doing all the time.
Bob, I just read your fucking next bullet of news and I nearly shit my pants because I was entertaining. This shit was canceled.
Right.
One second though. I think Payday kind of usurped a lot of the Left 4 Dead stuff because it's kind of a similar thing. Like there's no zombies, but it's shoot guys and you go through like a scenario.
Yeah.
I say that because I have a set of friends who played nothing but Left 4 Dead and then just played nothing but Payday 2.
Yeah,
right.
I have that same set of friends.
That same energy, but I never hooked me the same way. I don't know.
What was it? My friend who helps localize the Ease games, or did for Xseed.
And it started having fucking started having like demons and shit in it.
She got really hardcore into that game after Left 4 Dead.
So what did you think was canceled, Dan? Bob, what did he think was canceled?
I'm reading his news thing because it's blowing my fucking mind. Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode, Firestorm, releases on March 25th. Why? What are you getting from this?
No, my question isn't why. My question is, what do you mean? I thought it was out.
No, they said it wouldn't be until here before that game came out, KZ. They said
remember in like June they're like Royale, and then people booed.
And then
came out by now.
I know, and then they said it won't be out until like March. We're shipping without it.
That's fucking insane.
They had to delay Battlefield because it wasn't looking good even then.
How crazy is this? You guys
still didn't look good, and it's on sale for $30 digitally on PSN right now. It's a bad sign when the game is that cheap digitally on a console.
Ugh.
That's a bad fucking time.
Here's the fucking insane thing, though. On top of the fact that Battlefield 5's kind of a flop, and everyone I knew who worked there doesn't anymore.
I don't think it's a kind of. That game went on sale 50% off the week it came out.
Yeah, I was pulling my punch. Okay. It sold millions less than it was supposed to. But
I like that. I'm pulling my punch, but I'm just screaming, why?
No,
I'm
sold
screaming millions
why
less than it was thought to, also for like half as much as it was expected to sell for.
I'm screaming why over the thought that EA is like, yeah, keep making that Battle Royale mode. We're entertaining that this will somehow do anything.
It'll save it, Dan.
Here's the thing, Dan. Some people bought that game, and I think even EA is like, we can't not give them features that were on the fucking box.
How much do you think they're going to support that, given the fact that Apex Legends exists?
Canceled
I don't
by
think
the
they're
end
going
of
to
the
support
year.
it for once. I don't think they're not going to cancel it because it's part of the game. But I just think
they
it'll
will
be
release
out.
the bare
Oh no,
minimum.
that's
They-
bullshit.
They will release it, and there will be no updates to it.
Modes
it
and
will
games
just-
get canceled all the fucking time. What's going to happen is the player attendance is going to be so bad by this time next year, they'll just shut down the servers without saying anything. And everyone will be like, yeah, of course you did. No one plays it. Because that's how it goes. That's so fucking crazy. It's just like, yeah, I have no idea what's going on over at DICE anymore. Literally everyone I know who worked there is gone. I'm sure it's fine.
It's sad.
I don't
Like
think
how
it is.
how they
How they ruin DICE, like
how
they ruin everything. Like how they ruin everything.
Battlefield used to be fun.
Battlefield used to be great. It used to be one of my favorite shooters. Even Battlefield 3 and 4, which are contested by a lot of the fan base, I think were really great games. I don't know a single person who loved Battlefield 1 or 5. You, Bob?
No.
Oh my
I'm gonna
god.
be real. I forgot Battlefield 1 existed for a second.
Uh-huh.
I played the beta for it. It was the first time I ever touched a Battlefield game. I got sniped from halfway across the map and went, yeah, this isn't for me.
Yeah, no. Most Battlefield games aren't anywhere near that bad. That map is designed wrong, KZ. Yeah, because most Battlefield maps aren't completely fucking flat.
Yeah. Most Battlefield maps have some sort of skyscrapers or anything to stop people from sniping you literally from spawn.
Hills, buildings, trees. Not a flat fucking desert where occasionally it gets dusty. I can't deal with this. Let's move on. Phil, let's talk about your news. We'll come back for Bob.
Okay, Yacht Club is gonna show their new game at PAX East.
Oh, cool. Great.
I see you added publishing and
Yeah,
parentheses.
I saw that got corrected on Twitter earlier today.
Huh.
Okay, so
Oh, so
I
they're
knew-
publishing.
I knew Yacht Club
They're
was
only
making some mad money because, Shovel Knight and every version of it is doing really well on every platform. But, wow, they're just going into
that
publishing.
samurai, like, ninja-looking game.
yeah, they posted like a silhouette of a ninja on like a cyberpunk building.
Yeah, I saw someone
Holy
post an
shit.
update that's the game that they will publish but not internally develop.
Bob, Yacht
Is
Club's
that-
publishing Sekiro.
Is that Katana Zero?
I don't know if it's Katana Zero, is it?
Sekiro shovels die twice.
No, no.
Okay, Katana Zero
I
got
don't-
picked
I don't
up by
see why
another
they-
publisher, I guess, because it was Devolver.
I don't see
think.
it's Devolver right now. I don't
Yeah.
see why they would. It's clearly a mystery thing. It's like here's
Okay, so
here's our mystery image.
Cool.
So I should have talked about this. Well, I guess we haven't had a moment where we talked about E3. I was just imagining if EA had an E3 conference, and then in my brain I stored that as, yeah, we talked about E3, because you imagine that hell dimension that was EA's E3 conference where they just launched Firestorm mode in Battlefield 5. Anyway.
I am so happy that EA is not doing a conference this year. They're doing something. They're
Same.
going to do like a Nintendo Direct style thing, probably. But I'm so glad. Like, it's just an hour and a half of nothing every year. It's like,
Well, there's a
You're-
reason they're not doing it.
Mhm.
They haven't finished Skate 4 yet.
Nah, that's fair.
yeah,
So as I've referenced before, we've been doing E3 parties for about 14 years now, where we just get some food, invite a bunch of people over, and stream E3. EA segment was literally the Rocky Horror Experience, but for the movie The Room, where people go to the theater and yell at the movie very meanly. That's what EA's conference was every fucking year.
People just stopped showing up for EA.
Yeah, that's how bad it got.
It's just like no one cares.
and EA was still not the worst conference every year. The worst is the PC gaming show.
but that's funny.
I take a sick enjoyment out of the PC gaming
but
show.
It's 4 hours long.
I know.
It's
You
raw.
you leave it on the background and you just look over like, yeah, they're still going.
Here's this guy trying to save his transition.
There's at least a game I care about in each PC gaming show.
It's the to boldly flee of E3 shows.
Kind of is.
no, there are any good things in PC gaming show. There were like 3 games they showed off last year. Okay, you know what? Here. This is how you know the PC gaming show had an important role in E3, Bob.
What's up?
Remember last year when we had not one, but 2 taxi games
Yes,
announced back to back accidentally from 2 completely different devs?
2 Cyberpunk taxi games.
Uh-huh.
Like, how did you guys do this?
The people who arranged that conference knew what they were doing.
Remember when they said they had like 8 battle royale games to announce?
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm sorry. I blacked out. Who said that?
It was disgusting. Even the host was clearly getting his jollies off on it. He was just like, so we have another battle royale game to announce.
Didn't they have like a mascot there? I think it was like a banana.
Oh boy. I don't remember that. Thank God. I remember when they kept
No, that
having,
was cool. That's like Schick Hydrobot.
This is causing
yes.
me pain, KZ. I'm dying. I'm crumpling.
That's
Hey,
because
Bob.
you're weak.
Bob, remember how they got the CEO of AMD to come out and talk about how good their graphics card was when their graphics card wasn't impressive in the least?
Sounds
That was
right.
a pretty
Yeah,
cool segment
that
they
was
did
great.
2 years in a row. You know what I found out about that CEO of AMD? Apparently the niece or something of the guy who's the CEO of NVIDIA.
What?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
That's
Is that insider marketing?
I don't... Insider trading. I
Insider
believe.
trading?
Insider marketing. Hey, I sent you a pamphlet for our new product.
Did,
X's and O's
did she
Intel.
have burn scars from being too close to Nvidia?
Yeah. Yeah. That's,
Insider marketing from Sony. Hey, we're announcing and releasing the PS5 same day. Get excited for it.
Bob, I almost made a reference to E3 2005 for Sony where the NVIDIA CEO comes out on stage, shows off a 3D model of a woman, and he goes, "She's so beautiful, you could almost fall in love with her."
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's
The,
it's a
so
defining
fucking
moment
unreal.
for that man.
Nvidia launches a new marketing campaign, and it's just the new mascot is that burn victim from Katawa Shoujo.
Why?
Because NVIDIA cards run hot, an incredibly old meme.
Yeah, it's like an incredibly old meme that Nvidia cards will burst into flames, and AMD cards have no drivers.
Yeah. There was a good bit there where NVIDIA's like, our graphics cards need to be more power. Let me rephrase this. NVIDIA CEO went, power. We need more power. And so he just upped the power supply to the GPU to unreasonable levels. But okay, so I'm interested in Yacht Club publishing stuff, but I don't know how that'll go. There's an update for Dead Cells, Mr. Feel?
Yeah, there's a big update for Dead Cells coming out the 28th, I think. It adds a new area that you can only access once you've completed the game once. And it has like 30 new weapons and a bunch of new blueprints, and it's adding like costumes.
Huh.
Neat.
I still haven't finished that game.
The update is called Rise of the Giants. It will add 50 new outfits, new enemies, new skills, and a new map, and a completely new ending if you can beat it.
Oh, nice. I always like that sort of thing.
I played a little bit of Dead Cells. I bought it after I saw that big plagiarism controversy.
I still have not beaten it because it is very hard. It's an excellent game. I think it probably has the best 2D combat of any game.
Yeah, it was all right.
The funny thing about the injustice that was the plagiarizing IGN's then editor plagiarizing
Philip Mewson.
Yes, Philip Mewson plagiarizing Boomstick Gaming's review for Dead Cells is that put that YouTube channel on the map, and they've been doing pretty well since then.
Now, the funniest thing to come out of that is I decided to subscribe to the plagiarist channel just to see how they attempt to bounce back, because that's very fascinating to me.
Oh, cool. You're spying on squatters. Continue.
Yes, of course. And the dude puts out here's my favorite, I think it was top Switch games, because that was what his wheelhouse was, because he became a Nintendo editor at IGN. And when he put up Dead Cells as one of the best games of the year, he said, imitation is the best form of flattery.
That dude.
And I was like, how do you write that?
That
How do
dude's
you
a
write that?
sociopath. That dude.
yes, he is. He's fucking insane.
You can't write that line without it being ha, isn't it funny?
Well, he's a Nintendo fanboy. That goes without saying, Dan.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
I don't even think he's a fanboy. I think he's just capitalizing on a platform that he thinks will get views, because if you watch that content, it's worse than even IGN like video content is just, I am a robot. Here is a 3-minute video with 18,000 jump cuts about the Nintendo thing.
I feel nothing as I eat this kitten.
I read the back of the box.
Oh no.
I love gaming mojo. It's like film mojo.
When did you start playing video games? When I was sentient.
So did you know I talked to somebody who worked for like the Mojo sites for a bit?
Oh,
Yeah.
Watch Mojo?
Yeah, Watch Mojo. All their lists are wrong intentionally, so you get mad and share it. Every single one.
Yeah. It's
That seems real transparent.
absolutely.
I always thought they were just dumb.
No, they're just assholes.
They're scientifically dumb.
They're scientifically aggressively stupid on purpose.
That's impressive in its own right.
I guess. Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's up? More news?
I don't believe it, but I hear that there's news about 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, the game by Vanillaware.
Yeah, that game had the demo, the prologue come out. In that prologue,
I think I called it, or one of us called it, that you would find out when that game's coming out when you beat that demo.
yes, and we did that. That's apparently coming out in fall.
But
And
here's the
I was
crazy
also
thing.
right. There's no gameplay in this demo.
It's a visual novel, you guys.
Wow, that's
That makes
Weird.
so much sense. They haven't showed gameplay at all.
Maybe the full game is something, but this is nothing.
But yeah, Bob, what's the real kicker?
The real news is after this game releases, they will talk about their new unannounced game, which they had a trailer in this demo for.
Yeah, they teased a completely different game from them in the prologue for this game.
This is why it's taking so fucking long to finish this game.
Yeah.
I feel like this game probably started development as a fully fleshed out game with mechanics and a bunch of other stuff, and then they realized they really weren't suited to make a mech game. So maybe they just
I can see
transitioned to
that.
being a visual
Maybe
novel.
they decided their vision wouldn't really fit as a game, but they still wanted to act on this idea in some way.
Yeah, the
I mean,
art
they
in that is
spent-
amazing.
They spent 6 years in development or 5 years in development, so you're damn right they want to make something out of this.
Yep.
We'll
so they're
see.
like, all right,
Maybe
we'll make
the-
it like a story-based thing. And
it
then
might
make
just
a real
be like
game.
it might just be like the gameplay isn't suitable for that demo, in which case why do it? But I guess they're just like, here it's real.
Yeah, I'm still holding out hope that it's something. But this new thing has knights.
I'm buying
another
it either
medieval
way,
thing.
so it doesn't matter.
Okay, that's their wheelhouse. Knights. I'm sure the gameplay will be dope.
Right. I'm like, I kind of wanted to see them do a sci-fi thing. Like,
Tell
I
me
wanted
about
just
it.
an action game in a sci-fi universe, and all those character designs are really cool. Seeing them just doing idle animation in this demo is amazing. Like, one of the dudes takes off his hat and like pats the inside of it, and you see that bulge out, and it's great.
I need to explain. This game is 2D and highly fluidly animated, audience. Because in 3D, that's a way
It's
less
got
cool
that
animation.
really good art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same developers as Odin Sphere and Dragon's Crown, and
Now
Hey.
you're an all-star.
hey Vanillaware, how about you put fucking Masamune on
Muramasa.
something? Oh, Muramasa.
Wrong
I was
Demon
the two
Blade.
mixed up. I always get, but put Muramasa on something that isn't the Vita or the Wii, please.
Yeah, no,
No.
it's rough. Like that game is really cool, and it needs to not be stuck on the Vita of all places.
Speaking of stuck on the Vita of all places, Bob, guess what I went down a rabbit hole trying to figure out for about an hour straight a few days ago?
What now, Dan?
Oh no.
I tried to see if anyone, because the PlayStation Vita TV is thoroughly hacked, right?
Right.
I tried to see if anyone did a proper output mode for that thing yet.
Yeah, that'd be
Because for
neat.
those who don't know, the Vita's native resolution is a fourth of 1080p. So it would scale cleanly to 1080p, but Sony didn't want to spend that much. So it only outputs 720p. I tried to see if someone made a hack where it would just output in a box, because then we could crop it in post and it would look good. Nope. Vita games will continue to look like shit in all coverage for the rest of eternity. Good
It
thing
really is a shame.
Good thing we banished
sad.
fucking Vanillaware game there.
If the T Vita wasn't a piece of shit, I'd buy another one and hack it.
I mean, if it just had 1080p output, I would definitely
They're
spend
so
more
dirt
time with
cheap
it.
too.
Uh-huh.
I think I saw one on sale for $10.
Well, fuck, I'd still do it for $10.
Yeah, I am I'm very interested. Like, here's why I want clean output, you guys. Here's why I want a pixel perfect.
Gee, Dan, why do you want a pixel perfect?
Yeah, please tell us, you fucking kook.
Because I want to compare the Uncharted that came out on that
Oh,
to the
no.
fucking console one. I want to just have it in a way where I could look at both and just be like, fuck, dude.
Didn't that have touchscreen controls all over? It wouldn't run on the TV to...
The people that made the Uncharted Vita game went on to do great things called Days Gone.
And I look forward to covering Days Gone on this podcast. Look forward to it, everyone. But who's
buying it?
Me.
I'm not buying that. Fuck that.
I'm buying it. I am playing that game for this podcast.
You're a liar. You're gonna get it out of Redbox.
Okay, maybe I'm gonna get it out of Redbox.
Okay. The second that there was any amount of like time, it's like, oh fuck, he figured me out.
What the fuck was I gonna say? I got so distracted by the fuck yeah, I could Redbox that. What the fuck was I thinking? That's what I was gonna say. When you hack your PlayStation Vita TV or whatever, you can there's an app that you bootstrap onto it or whatever. There's an app that you install and force into it called the Whitelister, and it'll just whitelist every game to be bootable.
And then right after I said it, I figured, if there's custom firmware, surely it just takes care of that for you.
Yeah, weirdly enough, that custom firmware situation is still really weird. Like, Bob, tell me, you would assume, right, that a console that's been hacked for this long, the Vita and Vita TV, that you would just boot and it would be in a custom firmware, right?
Yeah.
Wrong. You're still going to your mail app, as far as I know, and you're still reading that email to inject code to take over the system.
So you do that every time
time you boot.
Jeez.
It's fucking weird.
Bizarre.
It is really bizarre. Yeah, the Vita TV could have been really great. But
maybe once
Backtouch was stupid.
Maybe once Sony completely stops caring, maybe somebody will figure it out.
They did hit a new level of hacking the shit out of it really recently, where they're like, hey, we've literally debunked every type of possible security key for this. We now have total control of the system. That came out in the last month or two. But you know what? I'm really glad we saved this bit of news for last. Phil, do the honors.
There's actually two more things.
What? What? No! Damn it. Okay, fine. We still saved it for last. And Phil will still do the honors. I've said nothing wrong. But let's talk about this other news story first.
Okay, so Pierre Taki, I'm assuming, or Taki maybe. I don't know how the fuck it's pronounced. It's Japanese.
I don't fucking know.
He's a Japanese actor. He is in Judge Eyes.
That's a game made by the Yakuza people.
He is no longer in Judge Eyes because he's going to be fucking Thanos snapped out of that game. Because he got caught with cocaine, and that's a career ender in Japan. And like you're black bagged level of career ender.
Yeah.
Their entire website for Judge Eyes, which is Judgment over here.
Okay,
it redirects to an official Sega statement.
That they pulled the game from sale entirely. You cannot buy Judge Eyes in Japan right now. It's gone.
Yep. Which is insane that is something that's possible. On top of that, Square Enix has confirmed that they are going to be patching immediately Kingdom Hearts 3 because this dude voiced Olaf, so they have to get a new VA for that.
They deleted every single tweet marketing the game. And they're going to just change that character's face and replace him. That's what they did for Yakuza 4, one of the 4 protagonists in Yakuza 4, the cop, Tanamura.
Huh?
His actor got caught with coke, and that is why that character vanished from the franchise. And in the HD re-release they released in Japan recently, he's just another guy. They completely changed how he looks. They changed his voice
so he looks
actor.
different than the one that came over here.
Yeah, and presumably when that one comes over here for PS4, it'll be different.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think the part that's a shame is that like no one in the States has a copy of that Judge Eyes game yet. The thought that we're going to get good footage of that game is pretty fleeting. So that guy's performance is just lost to time.
Well, I mean, people who already bought it over in Japan still have it.
Let me tell you how many really great looking YouTube channels from Japan I know of. 0.
Well, there's a guy who I think his YouTube channel is like Devil Leon 7.
Mm-hmm.
And he buys all the games and uploads like every single thing about them to YouTube. I have no idea if his video quality is up to Dan's standards, but he does.
I mean, I just want better than Japanese game trailer standards, where they usually just render in potato settings. They're like, whatever, it'll cover the bad visual problems. This game is still in development. They can't see the texture popping through the back.
I'm curious if it'll be changed for America though, because
we don't give
like
a fuck.
that. I could see, exactly. I could see, like Scott Strichert, I think is how you pronounce it, the localization director for these games, just being like, listen, Americans do not care at all. They don't give a fuck.
They've never heard of this actor. They never will again.
They have no idea who this dude is. Like,
They don't even know it's a real person.
The only
Right.
reason this is in American news is people going, fuck, I hope they don't delay the game because of this. Just let us release it.
Yeah, hopefully they can do
They
that.
started getting
Hopefully
really good at like localizing these faster.
Yeah.
I would almost argue too fast.
They got to catch up.
Well, they're caught up now.
Yeah. Now Yakuza releases and
they haven't done. And they haven't done.
Will slow down.
They haven't done the re-releases yet, so I'm assuming they're just waiting till 3, 4, and 5 are all out and being like, "Here's all 3 for $60, America."
Mm-hmm.
That's some real value, or as Mr. Field would say, a trogo.
Yeah, I don't know acronyms. Don't give me problems, Dan.
Try one, get one free.
It's the opposite of Nintendo, where it's like each game is exactly as expensive as when it came out. Enjoy that. We're Nintendo.
Yeah, the fact that they Disney our assholes constantly really pisses me off, but at the same time, they make quality entertainment that isn't just the flavor of the month. So it's a real fucking double-edged sword.
I was talking to Dan about this news yesterday.
Yeah.
And bringing up how, just looking at that guy, and for a lot of Yakuza guys, like they definitely look for guys who look like Yakuza members. So it's like, yeah, that guy does cocaine. Look at him.
Look at him.
Oh my god!
Have you tried looking?
He's like a musician. He's
It's
not
like,
even
hey,
like a Yakuza actor like some of the guys. He's
Oh, no.
He's a member of a synth pop group.
Wow. Wow. I would not have guessed that looking at his face.
Well, that
Not anymore, he
makes more
isn't.
sense with the cocaine.
He was also in Shin Godzilla, so he's gonna have to be obliterated out of that, I guess.
Oh, no.
It's a good thing we have Blu-ray copies.
Yeah.
Because
They're,
Japan's...
they're removing his like voice credits and just patching him out of other video games. He's beyond done.
Yeah,
It's such a weird thing about Japan. Like, it's one of the weirdest things, honestly.
Well, yeah, it's strange. It's like
I get why they
started
do it.
on what they do to voice actresses and idols. Jesus Christ! Like, did you know that the reason Haruhi vanished from popular culture is because that voice actress like broke a rule?
Oh yeah. She it was like a sex thing, right?
I forget what it was. Like, it was something insane. Like,
that's
she
right.
just got seen with her boyfriend, and like that, it's over.
Yep.
I mean, celebrity culture's also completely fucking insane over here, but in a different way. Yeah. But I don't know. I think the laws and stuff in Japan of like, oh, you did recreational drugs? You
And,
don't
for the-
exist anymore.
And you know all the stupid Idol series like Idol Master and Love Live and whatever. Aya Harano, the Haruhi voice actress's name, she's why all those shows now have rotating casts with no front character.
Weird.
Because if one of them fucks up, they can just write that character out and they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. So they should replace Olaf's voice actor with Popko from Pop Team Epic. Just choose any of the Popkos. I think that would work. Just do a Popko voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell, you know what? Use Frieza.
Sure.
That'd be funny. I'd like that.
That'd be pretty good. I'm really
When you
sad.
think about it, Pip and me is just goofy.
Yeah. I'm really sad when they brought over Pop Team that they didn't get Frieza to voice Popko in that episode.
Right.
Because they had
he
two,
was
they had
he's
two
going through
Friezas.
some health stuff at the moment.
They should have
Yeah.
used real Frieza, not that guy.
That guy's
I mean,
a better
great-
Frieza than the person you're claiming is real Frieza.
Greg
No.
Ayers is a great actor. Or
Greg
voice actor.
Ayers is a really great actor. There's no discrediting of that. No one's debating that. I want Genkai, damn it.
Sometimes we like to look back fondly on Grandma Frieza.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Grandma Frieza is fine. I like Kai Frieza much better.
I've learned to appreciate the new Frieza,
Bob,
but I do enjoy the old
Bob,
one because Genkai is raw.
we've started a podcast network with damaged goods.
Listen, I just don't think Grandma Frieza gets like the right note of pathetic worm that the new one can get, like in Dragon Ball Fighters, when you tag out as Beerus into Frieza and he like licks Beerus's boots.
That's an even new Frieza because they couldn't use Greg.
Oh yeah, it's the understudy, but they sound really close alike.
So here's what I'm gonna say. Frieza is shitty grandma energy. That is Frieza's total fucking energy. Just petty, narcissistic piece of shit.
Can you title the podcast "Frieza is shitty grandma energy"?
It's not though. You say
you're
that.
Right. You're right. That'll get demonetized.
We're gonna move on from this before I turn into Hail Zeon.
Oh, no. You are turning into Hail Zeon.
No,
right
you
now.
can turn into him, and you two could fuse and form some sort of
You don't get the
GT-esque
true
final
majesty
boss.
of Dragon Ball right now.
You'll look like Omega Shenron when you and Zeon fuse.
No.
Nothing should ever look like that.
Except I still like the new dubs a lot.
Look,
Yeah.
Zeon's opinions on dubs are very complicated and sometimes don't agree with themselves minute to minute, so it's not important to pay attention to his opinions on that.
Hey, maybe he won't listen to this podcast.
Oh, he
He
absolutely
won't listen
will.
This long.
You know he will.
Will he listen
But
this long
unfortunate-
into it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he just plays it at work or something, so he's just able to do it all the way through.
Look, the important thing, Phil, is as long as you don't say Krillin and just keep saying Krillin, we're all going to be okay.
I said Ten Shinhan a couple times on this podcast instead of 10.
Yeah, it's okay. You say things wrong all
yeah,
the time.
That's wrong.
But let's talk about the next bit of news.
Microsoft has given up. Halo will now be on PC. They're putting the Master Chief Collection on PC and putting Reach in there.
It's actually starting with Reach. They're going chronologically for the PC releases.
And also, you can buy them separately, so you don't have to buy 4.
Yeah.
Great.
Like they're releasing the Master Chief Collection like in chunks on PC.
A la carte.
To which somebody posted the picture of everybody flipping off that dog and marked the people giving the bird as you can buy the game separately and the dog as Halo 4.
And this is coming to Steam.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not even just Microsoft.
It's not even the
garbage
Windows store.
stores.
I really think Microsoft's philosophy going forward is going to be, we like money.
Put it on everything. You just need the Xbox Live sign in.
Hey, Bob.
Give us
What's up?
Give us
Hey,
Xbox
Bob.
Live money and then you can play it. We don't care.
Remember a few podcasts ago when I explained that they snuck Xbox One and 360 compatibility into the PC via virtual machine?
Yep.
And then like 1 or 2 podcasts later, the product of that gets announced.
Yep.
That's fucking dope.
It's like,
So,
yeah, we
I
tried it
don't
on
wanna-
State of Decay, so no one would notice, and no one would care.
Yeah, they're
I
like,
don't
we're
want
just
to.
gonna-
I don't want to give Dan false hope here.
Yeah.
But if there's a possibility as they start doing more of this,
Mm-hmm.
that somebody can crack that shit open and stick Project 8 into it.
Oh my god.
Every day I hope that someone can crack the virtual machine back compat.
They'll
on
do
the
that, and then
Xbox.
you can stick in that fucking Castlevania game.
Yeah, they get Tony Hawk Project 8 in Castlevania. Though to be fair, I love Castlevania. Project 8 excites me way more. That and a proper stable frame rate, which is the only problem with that game. I won't hear anything else.
Oh man, we could play Drake of the 99 Dragons. That's raw.
That's
not even.
Yeah, right?
I know because
and that-
Firehawk gave it to us.
I've played that.
The
It is
3
it
games
has,
I owned for the Xbox in the beginning were Star Wars Battlefront, Drake of the 99 Dragons, and Enter the Matrix.
I forgot the story. You told
Wow.
it already on this podcast, and man, you have explained everything
It's
in
dire.
so few words.
I know they're bad, and at the time, I didn't know what bad meant, but I knew that I didn't like playing them as long as other games.
Yeah, okay, so KZ had a child brain much like mine, where it's like, I can't identify that this game is bad. I could just identify that I stopped playing it pretty fast.
I play this less than, good games.
I could figure out games were bad because I had an uncle who would just buy whatever was in the clearance bins and then send it to me for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I got stuff like, and keep in mind this was the PlayStation 1, so I was like over 10 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, here's the land
Like
before
18.
time game, baby, feel. And I'm like, no.
Baby
Oh,
feel.
God.
Or like,
Ugh.
here's like Boba Fett Adventures or one of those really trash spin-offs.
Jedi
What,
Power
Star
Battles.
Wars Bounty Hunter for the PS2?
Yeah, something like that.
No, he means Naboo Starfighter. No, he means Jedi Power Battles. No, he means Masters of the Terras Kasi.
No, I mean fucking the Phantom Menace. That's what I mean. The Phantom Menace game that was
Star
like a
Wars
weird
Episode 1
adventure
Phantom
game.
Menace game. Yeah.
Oh, not even like Battle for Naboo.
Not even that.
That game is surreal. Once you do your PSX roulette stream, you're gonna have to play it.
Was
Oh man, I didn't even think
Along with one of the NFL Blitz games.
remember
Wait,
when they
no,
released Star Wars video games? Weird.
Wait, maybe not that one. Maybe not that because the first 2 levels are normal, and then you get into the weird shit where you're like push boxes around the Gungan city for 30 minutes.
Oh, so because it becomes Oni.
And then there's like a level on Tatooine where it's like an adventure game and you have to find items and bring them to Watto, not Watto. And if you kill anybody, Anakin says, "I'm not going to help a murderer," but the game doesn't end. You're just stuck in an impossible state.
What the Hey, does anyone remember what that Xbox original exclusive Star Wars game was?
Obi-Wan.
Yes,
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. No, it's the Obi-Wan.
So Obi-Wan's actually back compat.
Republic Commando is also exclusive, but
Oh, so
and
which
and
Star
also
Wars
back
month?
compat. Wait,
When's
wait. Republic Commando isn't. We own that on PC.
yeah, it came to PC eventually, but it was exclusive at the time.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, one Star Wars month.
The most inexplicable game I was sent was Rugrats: The Search for Reptar, which I played a lot for some reason, and it was very strange because it was structured like Mario 64, where
Weird.
Tommy Pickles' house was like the hub, and you interacted with various things and went to different stages, some of which had entirely different mechanics.
Ooh.
Hey, Bob.
What's up?
What's worse, Dragon Ball month or Star Wars month?
Ooh.
Remember, Bob. Remember.
Dragon Ball month.
Yeah,
There are
remember-
some good Star Wars games.
Remember, Bob.
Yeah.
Your kid brain is lying. Shadows of the Empire is a bad game.
I'm
There's good Dragon Ball games.
I don't know. There's
I
so
just
many
wanna see
bad
you
of
play
each
Super
one.
Star Wars. I grew up with that one.
Have any of you fuckers played Dragon Power?
Yes, I have.
It's literally respected by all of Japan as a bona fide Kuso game. It's trash. It's so bad.
It gets better when you get to like weirdly the past 10 years or the past 15 years. I guess you get stuff like the Game Boy Advance platformer for the original series, which is all right.
Yeah, you also get Legacy
I'd like
of Goku
to see you
1.
do that just because you will have the highest quality video of Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure.
Yeah, that
which
one's
is
actually
that
cool.
platform beat 'em up of the original.
Yeah, Bob was actually playing that on an emulator in our programming class back in the day.
Those are really cool. DS RPG too.
Yeah, like
Attack the Saiyans,
there's
I
so
believe.
many bad RPGs,
then Dragon
though, guys. There's like 100
I mean-
on the NES and Super NES.
Yeah, the Super NES and NES
Yeah,
have
I
like
know.
7 fucking RPGs, all of which have card-based combat systems.
Yeah.
I beat every single one of them.
I'm sorry.
I played a
That's fucked.
Game Boy one, Legendary Super Warriors, that went through the entire series and was like one-on-one card game battles against each
Was this-
fight in the
I've-
series.
I've
Was
seen
this
that
the Super
game.
Nintendo one?
No, it was the Game Boy one.
I've
with
seen
the,
that.
like the animated sprites where you play the card and then they play out like a move. Based
Oh yeah,
on-
I played.
Yeah.
I
Based
beat
on
that. I beat all 3 NES ones, and I liked the first and third because they had a lot of original stuff.
I couldn't deal with that because I'm not insane.
Bob.
I beat Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans, the one that the
yeah,
the
let's do
bad
Star Wars month. I
OVA.
don't want to think about this anymore.
Hey, Super Star Wars is raw, also incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
those
I
games have
beat
great graphics,
both.
but they're awful.
You're fucking
I beat both Legacy of Goku games, which have a control scheme I still can't explain.
That was my first Game Boy Advance game. Was the second Legacy of Goku.
Hey, Bob.
What's
It was
up?
raw.
You ever notice Mr.
Oh no,
Theo-
not Legacy of Goku. There was like there's like a Super Nintendo one called like The Legend of Goku that were like a bizarre visual novel and then the weirdest combat system I've ever seen in an RPG.
You fuckers can't escape from this Dragon Ball. You can't.
Yeah, no, this is pretty bad. That actually sounds like the Yu Yu Hakusho game on PC Engine or TurboGrafx that we were playing before we got that sent off.
Oh yeah,
That
where
was-
you you have a cursor and you're shooting at the enemy and they run back and forth across the screen.
It's
Yeah.
like you're looking at like an isometric view of Goku and whatever enemy, because all the fights were scripted, so it's not like there's grinding.
What?
I mean, all the fights were like part of the story. It was a completely linear series of fights, so there was no.
Okay.
But like you held buttons and there was like a timing aspect, and it was very strange.
I still really like those cinematic Yu Yu Hakusho fighting games on like SNES.
Yeah, those are something.
I don't know how they work, but I think they are like
They're really neat
novel
and impressive and novel, unlike those fucking card-based battle games for the fucking Dragon Ball series, eh, Bob?
I mean,
I still remember
they can't hold a candle to Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament PlayStation 2.
having to grind through those awful segments of the Zenki game, because the Zenki game on Super Nintendo was actually pretty cool, but then you have to do those stupid cinematic battles and it's just like, stop. This is almost random. It's so bad. It's like rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. I'm ending this now. Shut up about anime games, everyone. Let's talk about what we have coming up. KZ?
Since the last podcast, I started up a Devil May Cry 5 LP, like my first playthrough of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going up. Kingdom Hearts 3 is pretty much finished already, and I keep saying I'm in pre-production on The Darkness. Not to be confused with the game The Darkness. I'm talking about the Bouncer.
With Duragon C. Mikado and Shion Barzad? Or Sion?
Yeah. Farting on Zion. I get you. The thumbnail art is prepared. Birds spent 3 days assembling the only piece of Bouncer fan art in the past decade, maybe.
I'm so thrilled.
I feel like it's going to come back. We're going to get lots of Bouncer fan art soon.
No, Bob, you know why? Because I'm focusing all
People
of my
listening to this
energy on
podcast now are going to
Castlevania.
make some Bouncer art.
If I were focusing all of my sheer force of will on the Bouncer instead of Castlevania, then you would be right.
But yeah, I'll start having Bouncer videos come out within the next 10 days.
Excellent.
I don't know how that game works, so I'm like super scared, so I need to get a lot of it done at once.
You should be.
I don't. You say it's like an hour and a half, but it's like, how do I make that interesting in a video? Do I like record each run? Like, I don't know what to do, Dan. It's gonna be bad.
Let me explain. This is how you're going to make it interesting. You're going to die a shitload.
Here's how it's going to be. It's going to be like, here's failed runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8.
What?
And then finally I beat it. Now I have to beat it 17 more times.
What? Oh no.
You need to see the story as every character, KZ, so you have to do at bare minimum 3 whole playthroughs.
You know how at the start of Birth by Sleep you see like 1 second more of a cutscene with a different character?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Bouncer.
The Bouncer's a little bit better than that, but yes, it is that same energy, that Nomura energy.
I'm willing to bet that you're fucking lying that it's better than that.
No, like Dan has brought up, in the opening cutscene of the Bouncer, a character gets a phone call. If you didn't pick that character, you don't get to hear that conversation.
Like, literally, characters will be surprised over things happening and they don't understand why, and it's because other characters have caused them to happen and aren't telling them about it. They'll be like, where the
Like
fuck
they
are...
straight up don't talk to each other because you need to 100% play that other person to understand.
They don't have
And
time
you
to
have-
talk to each other. It's all too
Well,
all
it's
too
not
fast.
only that, but, Volt Kruger doesn't exactly talk about the fact he
Don't
crawled...
stop talking. You just said the name Bolt Kruger, and I
He
don't
doesn't
need this right
exactly talk about the fact he crawled out of hell, you know?
It is 2 a.m. I'm not talking about the Bouncer anymore.
Listen, KZ, you have to beat it with every character so that the final boss can get on his rocket ship to Mars with you and sick his robot dog on you and like take off his shirt and turn into Shin Akuma.
Yeah, he has
And
to
like
he has to double take off his shirt. Taking off one means you didn't do it right.
Phil, what you got going on this week?
nothing. I'm gonna stare into space.
Oh fuck, that sounds
Will-
awesome.
Will the first episode of the Patreon show be coming out this week?
Yes.
So the first episode of Cursed Content by Committee will be going up on the Patreon this week. That is an exclusive show for patrons and comes with a full commentary. This month's is Good Burger. And At the same time that goes up, I presume the poll for April's episode will go up, of which I have many ideas, all of which will make everyone miserable.
Accurate.
He made 13 fucking possibilities.
No, I made 13 sets of votes, so that was actually 65 movies.
Yes.
Oh my
13
God.
categories.
So we got to choose one of them to throw up for people to vote on and then throw up. Keep in mind, we did Good Burger because it was chosen by you, the people.
Yeah, these are just sets of things you can vote for. You'll get to vote for one, the one you want us to suffer through the most.
Or maybe you'll vote for something we like. That'd be cool, right?
I'll just pick 3 different movies from different lists just to give you a taste of what you might have to make us vote for.
Okay.
Warriors of Virtue, Richie Rich, the live action movie.
Jesus Christ.
What?
I've seen that.
Or The Ridiculous Six, the Happy Madison Netflix Western.
No!
Oh my God.
Which currently has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
God damn it.
Look,
Adam Sandler movies are a special breed.
Happy Madison movies are basically the nostalgia critic, okay? That's not any different.
Look, this
I
is
want to
why
see Adam Sandler's teeth.
This is why I titled that set The Happy Madison Death Round.
Oh no.
All the bullets in the chamber will kill you.
Hey, Bob, what do we have coming out in the next week?
I don't know. I'm
That's-
scarred.
That's fair.
Dan,
Bob's like, whatever,
Dan.
let's play football games.
Seriously. When the fuck is the Given a Chance for the Bouncer coming out?
Like, what the fuck, dude? It's one video.
It's a very simple single video. Right, Bob?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
also
no.
very special to us.
I fucking hate you, Dan. Why does everything have to be some weird
No, it's fine.
thing that's made in riddles that's a grand adventure?
Don't worry about it. No, we actually, unfortunately, our thumbnail artist, he didn't quite finish the thumbnail for it, and he got sick. So we pushed it back because I felt like this was such a special occasion that I couldn't resist the urge to get me, Dr. Aggro, and Bob on some sort of bouncer thumbnail.
So is this going to be where you say it's Given it a chance, but it's like 6 videos and you pretend each one is blind, but it's a different character?
No, it's not going to be that at all. I don't know what you're
This is the first
talking
Giving
about.
Games a Chance that happens to be 6 hours long.
I don't know what you're talking about. But with any, I think that actually will go up by a week from now, by next week's episode. Aside from that, we really don't know. I'm trying to catch up things on the podcast end of stuff. So, of course, doing prep for Castlevania month along with the Analog NT Mini stuff. Really strapped for time as of late. So I can't really predict our content at this point. Just stick around, check out some stuff.
You got a lot of important stuff. You have to test new equipment every day.
As it turns out, sadly, yeah.
Yeah. You got to test stuff every day, prepare for podcasts, play Smash. So many things.
Wait, what was that last one again?
Test equipment?
No, that's... I must have heard something else.
He didn't say anything else, Dan. You're just insane.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Big Think Dimension. This show, like our other podcasts, is only possible with the generous time our co-hosts have given to us and the equipment we've bought to make it higher quality and easier to produce. Please consider supporting our podcast series on our GigaBoots podcast Patreon and look forward to more gamer premonitions and Big Think Dimension in the future. Okay, Bob.
What's up?
We're doing it.
What am I supposed to say at the beginning of this? Like
You're supposed to say that this is the GigaBoots executive producers. So you're supposed to thank them.
This month's GigaBoots executive producers for February 2019 are Vincent Poverk, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Brendan O'Sullivan, Star Falcon,
Even if you say it right now, it's that one.
Spaceman Spiff, Prince Van Space, Danny Richardson, Dryzart, Wardonis, Shadow in the Darkness. Oh, and Shadow in the Darkness. Thanks to our executive producers. And also these guys. Oh man, where'd they go? They're so quick. You think they'll be back?
No. Tell them they can go to patreon.com/GigaBoots today.
Go to gigaboots.com and become a patron. Yeah, you can go to GigaBoots. You can go to patreon.com and become a patron of GigaBoots.
We're letting you do that. You're welcome.
It was great. It would be great. Thank you for doing it. I'm sure you've already done it.